closed section. Relative to item 2.1, the board took action in closed session and unanimously voted to approve Lee Stevens as the Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning effective July 1st, 2023. The employment contract for Ms. Stevens will come before the board for approval during our February 21st board meeting. And now I would like to welcome everyone to our Celebrating Schools event for Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Tonight is one of our two Celebrating School events where our schools will get to share some of the great things happening at their sites, and we get to learn more about our schools. We're going to get started right away with our first school. Presenting tonight is Emmanuel Elementary and Principal Clinton Puckett.
Good evening, board, Dr. Thompson, community members, and students. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to kick off our celebration of schools. My name is Clint Puckett. I'm the principal at Guy Emmanuel Elementary School. My co-presenter this evening, along with her students, is Jennifer Wu. So just want to introduce them. So I'll come a little later in the presentation. So tonight, we're going to be focusing on district goal number 1, college, career, and life readiness. But instead of me presenting right away, I'd like to hear from some of our students. As we all know, there are technical difficulties that happen.
I want to pause it just for a second.
Productive, responsible, and social
And looking at students. Again, the parent surveys and information that we're receiving from the community and collaborating with our outreach facilitator, Gina Caldo, in order to bring back some of the workshops that we had before, which include support for students after school, support for families in the evenings, and then enrichment opportunities on the weekends. And so all of those are kicking off this month, and so we're really excited about that. Can we move on to the next slide? Okay. Thank you. So this is just another graphic through MTSS or multi-tier systems of support that encapsulates all the things I already talked about. When we think about the MTSS model, our focus this year again on college career and life readiness with a focus around professional development and curriculum design and looking at our core curriculum. Not yet. There we go. So again, I like going first. It's fine. So we reinforce the adopted curriculum with a focus again with the in and out of tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 supports for students. We increase the focus on grading and assessment. Again, that's what determines what those supports should look like, looking at district and site-specific assessments. Then looking at creating professional development opportunities, again, that appeal to staff, which then invigorate them to appeal and have an instruction that supports within the classroom. And then finally, I want to talk about bilingualism. So what's unique about our school is that we have a two-way dual language program, and our program is focused on Mandarin. And so tonight, we have some of our students who'd like to present to you. So if I can ask Ms. Jennifer Wu and our room 25 second graders to come on up, they have something to share with you.
Good evening, honored board members and Mr. Superintendent and everyone at the meeting. We are very honored to be here and to present along with my students. So with the allotted 2 minutes, I want to say students speaker louder than the teacher. Caleb, you can start.
大家好，我们是盖英小学的学生。今天我们要第一讲我们的新年计划，第二我们要朗诵诗歌。Hello, everybody. We are Guy Emmanuel students. First, we would like to say our New Year's resolution, and then we are going to say a poem from 2,500 years ago. 我们的新年计划是把我的房间清干净，打游戏升级，每天运动60分钟。我要争取好成绩，我天天做伟家作业。我要把桌子整理好。Our 2023 New Year's resolution is solving a Rubik's Cube.
To do my homework with quality every day.
Okay. 拍拍手，预备起。拍拍手，拍 拍手，大家都来拍拍手，上上下下，左左右右，前前后后，里里外外，剪刀石头布，剪刀石头布，剪刀石头布。Ming-Nong, written in Tang Dynasty about 1,500 years ago. 预备起。密农唐李生，锄禾日当午，汗滴禾下土。谁知寒风餐，粒粒皆辛苦。谢谢大家。
很好。Thank you, room 25 and Ms. Wu. With that, I just have one more quick timeline. Can't be as exciting as that, so I'm gonna go quick. So finally, when we think about life readiness, we want to make sure that we're connecting all of these different elements, whether it's belonging in the school, having people we can go to, the social emotional supports, looking at the assessments that we use in order to guide our tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, all of those different types of intervention, taking the curriculum and making something more of it, to create something like this, to have our students represent for our Tiger family and for our New Haven community. We just want to thank you so much, and we look to continue this work throughout this year and beyond. Thank you so much for letting me present. Once again, I'm Clint Puckett, principal. Happy night.
Thank you very much. Thank you all the Tigers. Next, we'll have Pioneer with Principal Janet Alden.
Hello, board members and guests tonight. I think having the students here, it touches our hearts, and that's really why we're here, the work that we do to serve our students and our communities. I'm Jeanette Alday, the principal at Pioneer Elementary, and it is an honor tonight to present to you some of the work that we're doing at Pioneer. The highlights of this year are just the continuing to build our SEL, our social emotional learning program. We're building on an MTSS, multi-tier systems of support, and UDL, Universal Design Learning. A lot of acronyms, but really embedded in all of that in the presentation later, you'll see some of the work that we're doing. We're working with students and looking at their engagement. We're continuing to nurture parents and community partnerships, and that's very important because with the caring staff, we are able to build that capacity. The challenges this year still is with COVID coming back from online learning, we are seeing that there is a social emotional learning need, and there is still a gap, a learning gap. We're working on student independence and looking for ways to increase that independence. So when you're looking at the MTSS umbrella, we are looking at Universal Design Learning, UDL. And what we're talking about is seeing barriers and looking for student assets, designing for learner variability, because everyone learns differently and at their own time. So if you're looking at the graphic, we are designing not for the stairs, but we're designing for the ramps, so students have access to their learning. And our saying is Maslow's before Bloom's. So before the questioning and getting ready for work, it really is getting them social emotionally ready for learning. We also have been building on our school capacity for trauma awareness. We are moving from a trauma-informed school into a healing organization where we can support one another, our students, and our community. When you're looking at the strategic plan for 2020-2023, our goal number 1 is to help students become, as similar to Emmanuel, become aware of themselves and how they can be a part of our school and the world. It looks like tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 types of support, both academic and behavior. We're looking at that gradual release model. So if you're looking at the triangles, it goes from I do it and you watch to you do it alone. But the middle pieces are something where we do it together or we're doing it guided, the learning. We still continue to elevate student voice with our podcast. We have 2 episodes this year so far, but kids are speaking out about their learning and their their pride at our school, which is it's just amazing to listen to them. So if you get a chance, the links are here. The timeline of work this year was to look at our staff reflection and planning in the spring and move forward with a tier 1 in the fall, a tier 2 strengthening what tier 1 and tier 2 could look like. And then in the spring, we're revisiting our best practices after progress reports and seeing where students are and what is needed to move forward for the spring and beyond. It looks kind of like this at Pioneer, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. We do have routines in place, and that's a part of tier 1, the classroom supports. Tier 2 is the wellness room, the friendship club, small group instruction, and continuing to build relationships outside because learning is not just in the classroom, but also outside coming in. And tier 3, we do have also a more intense intervention with other supports at our school. Our focus is on equity. That's the lens that we look at when we're supporting students. Our site focus is at Pioneer. Our community works together with all stakeholder groups to empower, inspire, and to create a culture of safety at our school, which include inclusivity and equality and equity. This is a tool, a walkthrough tool that we use at our school. This is the adult walkthrough tool where we're looking at our district DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion model, and the adults go and they're trying to see, focusing on our instructional leadership team, focusing on relationship building and relevance, respect and connectedness, and the personal, kind of like personalized learning, the academic piece. We're looking at how these fall within the DEI in our district. Our students are also developing a student tool as well and giving us feedback, a survey based on this line of work. So I've been talking a lot, and here is a little bit of a little video on how our eagles soar. This is what it kind of looks like. So thank you for tonight, allowing me some time to share some of the wonderful things happening in Pioneer.
Okay, next, Principal Mary Small will share a presentation in celebration of Kitayama Elementary.
All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Thompson, school board members, all those watching tonight. I'm really honored to have the opportunity to showcase Tom Kitayama Elementary. So there are lots of new and improved things happening at Kitayama this year. Our kids are so excited to have a new playground, which has been so much fun. As a site, we've been focused on increasing the engagement by having enjoyable assemblies and activities, not only for our students, but also for our families. Throughout this presentation, we will elaborate on these areas that have helped to promote Tom Kitayama Elementary, but also raise awareness to the assets of our wonderful school and community. This is just a short video showing a day in the life of our Kitayama Bears. All right, so as a site, we know that all our district goals are important and very connected. This year, we actually put special emphasis on goal 4, which is community outreach, engagement, and advocacy. And as a site, we've been very intentional and about including our families and community, as we know that they are an integral part of student success. Together, we've been very collaborative and provided multiple opportunities and ways to strengthen our relationship through meetings, workshops, and family events. Our community's input is essential, and gathering it in different forms has been really important to us and impacts the way we operate and serve our students and families each and every day. So the action initiative that I'll be highlighting is our partnership with families. Based on feedback from our stakeholders, we increased our communication with monthly newsletters with a special emphasis on social emotional learning and ways to further support at home. This further enforced our connection between home and school. And in addition, we've launched our new Facebook social media page and website with community and school events and resources. We've hosted family nights and learning experiences so our families have an increased sense of belonging to Kiriyama. So this year, we've brought back fun and educational events. Together with our strong PTA board, we have been committed to providing an experience that is enjoyable and memorable for all stakeholders involved at Kiriyama. So our PTA president was planning on being here tonight to speak, but she is a first responder and she is saving lives at this very moment. So I have Ms. Wu, the assistant principal, who's going to speak on her behalf.
Good evening, everyone. Our PTA president wanted to share that this year the school and PTA have been working together to create a memorable experience for everyone during the day and after school. We have events that have been fun, like Winter Wonderland, Trunk or Treat, and also educational activities like our family math nights. Kiriyama really cares about the kids as well as the community, and we are all one family.
So we recognize that together we're making a difference for our children and improving our overall school climate. So we continue to reach out and make connections with our community. We've hosted and planned various events to engage our families. We want to make this experience a positive one for them as well. And so I have my one of my parents who came tonight, Miss Elsa, and she's going to speak to some of that.
Good evening, everyone. As a parent, I am part of the English Learning Advisory Committee. I really like Kiriyama because I had the opportunity to share with teachers and staff. They always make me feel welcome. My kids and I really love after-school activities like choir and PE. Thank you, Kiriyama, for the great effort.
We have had open communication so that they feel appreciated. We want everyone to know that they are essential to the achievement of our school. So in closing, we always end Kiriyama, it's always a tradition to end with any of our presentations and assemblies with a song. So our 4th and 5th graders came out tonight with Mrs. Ravera. So thank you for being here. And they're going to perform for you today. They're going to be singing a song that really embodies the overall importance of making the most of every moment now and as we head into the future. And so I present our wonderful 4th and 5th choir, and they're going to be singing Seize the Day.
Open the gates and seize the day. Don't be afraid and don't delay.
All right, so thank you everyone for your time this evening. It was really wonderful to highlight our students, our staff, and our families here at Kittyama. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Bears. All right, next we will have Principal Juan Cole, who will talk about James Logan High School. Principal Cole.
All right. Good evening, board members and Dr. Thompson, Executive Cab, and Gloria and Gina, thank you for all being here. All right. I am proud to say that I am here as the leader of James Logan High School and some incredible students that we have today that will be presenting. But first, I want to just state that we have quite a few highlights for our school. So we want to start talking about those real quick. Just on the campus itself, we had some unfortunate things happen during the pandemic, obviously when we were in distance learning, but we actually had an opportunity to get our little theater back up and running. And so it's looking very great. And our students were able to utilize that space again. So that's excellent. Soon we will be having our surveillance cameras in, which will hopefully stop some of the buffoonery that's happening on our campus on a daily basis. The lighting, I just talked to one of the installers that is at our campus right now, putting in some of the lights, and it's incredible the change and the difference just in the just what you see on the campus now. And so therefore we're going to have to do a lot more cleaning because you can see everything. As far as our new system that we put in place with Aries, our new database, we are starting our second semester with pre-registration right now. Our leadership class actually ran an event on the 30th of January, which was Monday, I think it was about a week ago or so. It was the Cool Class event, and which allows students to actually look at electives in the court to decide whether or not that was something that they wanted to do. And so it allowed some of our teachers to be able to explain what those classes were all about for them. And so a lot of students actually signed up for classes that they had no idea what it was at first, but now they have a better understanding. And so kind of gave them some different options. Our Logan Live crew, this is our live news cast every day that happens on our campus. I believe every day except Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But they do an incredible job. Many of those students go on to work in the media outside of Logan. And so we are proud of Mr. Syed, who is running that program at the moment. The Puente Project, Ms. Maricruz Mesa, who is the counselor for that program, and obviously I am the administrator that oversees that program. It works with our first generation students that are going on to college. However, several of our students now that are in the program have had siblings that have gone on to college, and so therefore it's kind of keeping that bridge going, which is what Puente stands for. So we will be having our interviews actually next Saturday for our 8th grade students, and so hopefully we'll get our new batch of Puente students at our school. Marketing and management is also another program that we have, which they took second place at the virtual enterprise at Berkeley, or not Berkeley, but at Bakersfield competition. And so that's a huge event, which had, I don't know how many different states and groups that were a part of that, but Logan was able to take second in that. Our medical occupations program, this is something that's run with MVRP, and those students will be going to serve in hospitals and different places and dental offices for their externships starting very soon. So that should be starting this month. Our EAOP program, our early academic outreach program, which is run from a counselor that we have from Berkeley. She's been able to meet with over 1,200 of our students and families to be able to spread knowledge about college apps, financial aid, and scholarships for our school. And of course, with everything, we do have some challenges. And so some of the challenges that Logan is facing at this current moment, obviously, is the post-pandemic socialization skills. Some of our students are having a difficult time coming back into in-person learning. Obviously, the social emotional aspect is taking hold, and they're having a difficult time with interacting with one another and also with some of the adults on our campus. Racist graffiti, which seems to be happening probably every couple of weeks, and it's unfortunate. We've been trying to reach out to our student body and get the message that we're an institution of learning and everyone has an opportunity to learn at our school. And so that's what we kind of wanted to focus on. And then with everything going on since the pandemic, we do have a lack of instructors, paraeducators, and also a few of our security members. So these are challenges that we face every day, but luckily with many of our students who are great, they have given us information in regards to many of these issues, and also our staff. Our staff has stepped up to the challenge of, having some issues with not having, instructors or paras or things like that. And so they've gone the extra mile to fill the gap. So I appreciate them as well. And so with that, the district goal number 2, which is equity, access, and achievement, I wanted to really focus on inclusivity and also achievement. Our school is a melting pot for many races and ethnicities that are in constant interaction on a daily basis. Due to these interactions, our school has a heightened cultural awareness. With that being said, we are always focusing on ensuring that all of our programs at Logan are inclusive and equitable. Logan has several programs such as AP honors courses, athletics, band, and color guard. All of these programs represent Logan and our community inside and out. However, there is one program that I would love to spotlight because they have been representing us nationwide for over 20 years. Therefore, I would like to introduce our 2022 National Speech and Debate Champions, James Logan High School's Forensic Speech and Debate team. Going forward, I would like to highlight this illustrious program are our 2 co-presidents of the team, Tyler Liu and Roma Tavares, and our co-director, Justin Carell.
So thank you and good evening to the board. I am co-president Tyler Liu.
And I am co-president Roma Tavares.
And we are here representing our speech and debate program at James Logan High School. And can I go this?
We're trying to highlight our speakers.
Yeah, this is us, James Logan High School Speech and Debate Program. So just for a little overview of our program, we have over 120 student competitors from all grades of Logan. We go to about 30 tournaments annually and 3 national championship tournaments. We have the California State Championship Tournament coming up in April, and we just hosted the MLK Invitational at James Logan High School. 2022 was our last season, and there we won the Bruno E. Jacobs Award, and that is basically an award recognizing our outstanding program, and that makes us the top competing school at the national championship tournament, and this is our 2nd time in program history winning it. For 23 years, we've won School of Excellence, and again this year we won School of Outstanding Distinction, making us the top competitors in not only speech but in debate as well. We are top 10 in speech and debate, and we've been holding this title for 20 plus consecutive years as a program, still holding strong, and we're going to take it again this year. Last year, we had 3 state champions and 2 national finalists, and we're looking to increase those numbers as we go back in person.
Okay, so
So with the forensics team, we have to obviously look at how it all started. So the team was founded in 1989 by Dr. Tommy Lindsay Jr., and it was kind of his goal to bring speech and debate here to Logan to showcase academic excellence in Union City and in the district itself. Forensics is the top academically competitive program in the nation, so we wanted to showcase that that could also be implemented here in the district. From then, Dr. Lindsay would receive the MacArthur Genius Award and the Oprah Winfrey Use Your Life Award, as well as the Carlton Family Foundation Outstanding Teacher of America Awards for his service in creating the forensics program here at Logan and for the work he's done for the various students here at Logan itself. Currently, Dr. Lindsay is our Director Emeritus, and the program is currently run by two alums of not only Logan, but the forensics program itself, who are Justin Krupp here, and he is our speech co-director, and Mr. Jesse Garrett, who is our debate co-director.
So competitive public speaking. So speech and debate is Logan's most successful competitive activity. So as you can see, we're pretty good at it and we look sharp while we do it. At the same time, this course represents and meets the visual and performing arts requirement here at Logan. So really helping students get into that aspect of life. There's 17 different competitive events about speech and debate. So it could range from things like humorous interpretation, which is a humorous storytelling, something dramatic, to debate events such as congressional debate, acting like congressmen and congresswomen on the Senate and House floors, and a wide range of activities that help students find the best way to share their voice and to voice their story in our community at the state, local, and national level. We also have the Summer Academy that's open to all NHUSD students because we just really want to get into our district and introduce students as early as possible to just the importance and the wonders of being able to speak up and use your voice. And we have an 85% four-year college acceptance rate. We make sure our students get to college and receive the best education possible outside of high school.
Okay, with that, let's move to current highlights from the season. So at the John Chamber Invitational held at the University of Pacific in Stockton, we received first place large school sweepstakes award, which meant that we were the most competitive and most successful large school team at that tournament. And for someone who was there, we did win by quite a wide margin. Also, we received the best league team in congressional debate and in speech 2022. And this year marked our first in-person Martin Luther King Jr. tournament, as Tyler mentioned earlier, since 2019. Since COVID started, we did unfortunately have to move MLK online, and we tried our best to adapt to a virtual settlement and make sure that we could make all of our schools still be able to compete at MLK, which is one of the largest and most competitive invitationals on this side of the Mississippi. But now that we're back in person, we wanted to make sure that we were able to open Logan and garner all of the school support once again. And we had great turnout, and it's really great to see that people were so willing to come back and participate. Additionally, since then, we've had multiple NITALK and TOC qualifiers. So NITALK stands for the National Individual Events Tournaments of Champion, and TOC stands for the Tournaments of Champion. And these are our speech and debate qualifiers who make it to 2 of the largest national tournaments in the country, and will go on to compete in May at various tournaments to really showcase their talents.
So some of our upcoming events, this past weekend we had the Golden Desert Invitational, which was in fabulous Las Vegas, and there we had a team take second actually, qualifying them to the Tournament of Champions. 2 weeks from now, we will be traveling to the Harvard Invitational, and as you can tell by the name of these, it does take quite a lot of fundraising to get there as well. We do not have any donations right now, but we're in the process of fundraising everything we need to make those tournaments possible to represent ourselves. We also have the GGSA State Qualifier here at James Logan. So if you're interested in watching these students perform from across our district, there are judges needed. So if you would like to come out and watch us, that is deeply appreciated. And on top of that, we have the NSDA National Qualifiers at Logan as well, March 25th to 26th. That is also needed if you would like to witness that. This second semester is going to bring up our postseason, which includes the Tournaments of Champion, our state championship tournaments, the individual Tournament of Champion, and our national championships. These tournaments matter a lot to our program and to just our school as a whole. It's some of the most rigorous competing that we've ever done, but it's just so much fun to get in there and be able to perform and debate against the best in the nation, and especially to come from a public school and to meet all of those other schools with these massive programs. It just feels really good.
So to recap, let's look at some of the stats that we have overall from the team. So we are 2 times Bruno E. Jacobs Awards recipients. We have 21 consecutive years of School of Excellence Award. We have 3 consecutive years of the School of Outstanding Distinction Award. In total, we have 987 state qualifiers, 306 state finalists, 81 state champions, 368 national qualifiers, 53 national finalists, and 30 national champions. Now, I can sit here and impress you with all of these numbers that we can throw at you, but the real goal of the program is not just the trophies that we get to put in our shelves, but it's really the skills and the messages that all of us come out with on public speaking and speech and debate, as well as the work of the directors and coaches, and even peers that we all work with, teach us really important foundational public speaking skills that we're going to carry with us for the rest of our lives. And none of this could have ever been possible without the work of all of our directors, all of the alum, all of the teachers, and of course the district's amazing support in making sure that this program can function as well as it needs to.
So thank you for that. And as to one more thing, our students would love to have you watch them perform. They have poured their heart and souls into making performances that really matter. And this program is for elevating voices, and we hope that you get a chance to hear them. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again all for allowing us to highlight our program. So I appreciate it. So thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. All right, thank you. All right, next we will have Conley Caraballo, and so we'll throw this to Sabaka.
Good evening. Hello, board members, Dr. Thompson, community members. I'm Claire Zapata. I'm the principal of Conley Carvalho High School. Presenting with me tonight is Lilia Reynoso, our MTSS, Equity TOSA, and biology teacher. Tonight, our presentation is on District Goal and Action Initiative 2, Equity, Access, and Achievement. I'm very fortunate to work with a group of people at Conley who understand the work of equity is really hard work, heart work. My colleagues understand that when we do this work of equity, we have to really be calculated and intentional, because when our students come to us at Conley Carvalho, they come to us from a variety of different journeys, and so we have to be very thoughtful and mindful when planning schedules, curriculum, supports, interventions, so that we can really be thoughtful around the equity and the access that we're providing to them. In the slideshow that you'll see following this, you will see outward and obvious examples of entry points of equity, of entry points of access that we are very proud of. For example, this year we opened up in January a student lounge that was made possible by the New Haven Schools Foundation through a grant, and we're really proud of this. This student lounge, you can come and see students playing air hockey at break time in the student lounge and gathering and laughing. But it's more than just kind of this social time for students. To us, it's a safe place for students to interact and socialize. And for us, it is an entry point to access. It is a place for students to have that sense of belonging. And we are very proud of these outward examples of equity and access. However, if you don't know what to look for, you will miss magical moments that happen every single day at our school. Magical moments like, for example, teacher Jessica Gonzalez, who every single day makes sure that their school lunch is brought to her classroom, because she knows there's a group of students who will not eat lunch every day because they, for lots of different reasons, won't eat the lunch if they have to go get the lunch, but they're more comfortable eating it if it's in her classroom. Magical moments, moments of access and equity. Magical moments like Counselor Maricela Reynoso, who behind closed doors thinks creatively about a student's schedule, a student who perhaps is a caregiver to younger siblings at home, who also has a part-time job, who also has the weight of the world on his or her shoulders. And so Counselor Maricela Reynoso is thinking critically about what that student's schedule might look like. magical moments, moments of equity and access for that particular student. Magical moments of equity, like yesterday when I was walking at break and I heard some chatter and I looked up to a group of all male students who are historically underrepresented. And in the middle of the group, I saw teacher Nicole Tenchioko, and I listened in, and it was a group of students and teacher Nicole Tenchioko talking about the novel that she's teaching. And the entire group of male students were engaged because the book is culturally relevant and they are engaged. Because for the first time, for a lot of those students, if not all of them, they're hooked on the book because they're represented and they're grappling with topics in the book like violence and grief, and they want more of it. That's equity. Magical moments of equity and access. We are so proud of all the equity work that we do because it is hard work to us. We know when we're rooted in equity, our students will thrive. Our students are warriors in and out of the classroom, and we are truly honored to walk alongside them. We have a short film for you. We hope you enjoy it.
So you just saw some examples. All right, so you just saw some examples of how we support our students in feeling a sense of belonging at our school. We're also starting a girls wellness group. It's a 12-session group. One of the sessions will be, or a few of the sessions will be on learning the science behind meditation. That way they know how to make the most out of that practice. They know what type of meditation to do depending on how they're feeling at the moment or what they want to achieve at that specific moment. We're also teaching them how to become better problem solvers. And we are also starting we're starting a culturally inclusive library in every single classroom for every single subject. This way, every single student can see themselves in all of the subjects, which is something that students don't always see themselves in. And we have also been doing the equity walks. We've had 2 equity walks this school year. One thing we noticed was that we needed more culturally inclusive representation on the walls, and we had activist and artist Fabiana Rodriguez donate posters. She donated about 24 posters, 2 for each teacher. And that really made the students feel special because they knew that somebody from the community cared about them and wanted their classrooms to look better and wanted them to see themselves in their classrooms. We also have a great basketball team this season. It's a co-ed team. As of now, they are undefeated, so we'd love to invite you guys to come and watch one of the games. And this concludes our presentation. We'd like to thank you all for letting us share about our school.
Thank you.
Okay, next we will have Principal Kevin Packham share with us about the Delaney Easton Elementary.
Yay, Easton! Hi, good evening, Dr. Thompson, board members, community members. It's a pleasure to be here for the first time celebrating schools with all of you. I'm Kevin Packham, principal at Delaney Easton Elementary School. So this year, our first kind of full year back after the pandemic without restrictions, really, we are focusing again on our multi-tiered systems of support to address the academic needs and social emotional needs of our students. Taking a look at our students and with a whole child focus in our academics, we are revisiting our response to interventions. We are looking at our universal design learning and taking a look at our curriculum design as well. We are engaging in equity work. And on the social emotional side, reimagining what our coordination of services team looks like. We have new members of our team, and we are looking at our processes and procedures and looking at the efficiency of them and how can we get wraparound services for all of our students who need it at Easton. We are working with the Union City Family Center and our FSA. Again, we have a new member from FSA at our site, and so she's part of our COS team. And again, we are working together to make sure that we are supporting our students in need. Currently, we are also really working on our positive behavior and intervention support. It's something that we need to revisit after coming back from the pandemic. You heard a few other schools talk about social interactions between students, and that's something that we need to revisit and kind of look at our positive intervention supports for our students and their interactions. What's happening at Delaney Easton highlights, again, really building positive new relationships. We want to increase the sense of belonging at Easton, and really it's about those relationships, the relationships with the community, the student-teacher relationships, and even the staff relationships. We have a dedicated and caring staff at Easton. I'll talk a little bit more about our enrichment activities that are all put on and run by our staff members at school. Again, I just mentioned that multiple enrichment opportunities happening at Delane Easton for our students. We've reimagined our wellness room and focusing on our social emotional learning. We have some volunteers that have our wellness room open and giving students a different space to be. Again, like I said, continuing MTSS and UDL development. We have before, during, and after school enrichment programs. And this year we're bringing back our field trips. So we are busy planning field trips right now for the second half of the school year and getting our students out and getting them some experiences outside of the school. And then of course, we have a student equity council at Delane Easton this year. Some of our challenges, beginning of the year, we had some staffing shortages. We are doing well with that now. Of course, we have a new administration, both the assistant principal and myself are new this year. So getting to know how the school functions, getting to know the community, and again, building those relationships. That's something that has been really important this year. And then finding the right balance between social emotional learning and the academic learning. So I'm going to highlight goals 1 and goals 2 on the district's action plans, just some things that we're doing in goal 1 under college, career, and life readiness through teaching and learning. Of course, our RTI, our response to intervention for our academics. Last year, they worked on tier 1 and tier 2 with the RTI. And again, we are revisiting tier 1 this year, really trying to build a robust tier 1 in which we're focusing on our instructional practices and making sure that our instructional practices are supporting all learners. We're again providing structures and systems where we are creating a positive behavior intervention system. We will be looking to kick that off at the beginning of the year, possibly the end of this year, beginning of the year next year, along with our parent student handbook that we're putting together at Delane Easton. And really just explicitly in integrating our instruction with social emotional skills. With our tier 2 mathematics, we're just kind of refining, going through our tier 2 interventions in mathematics and really taking a look at matching our interventions to student needs using universal screeners through our Bridges mathematics program. And then this year we have launched our tier 3 interventions in mathematics where we are identifying students, a small group of students that need some extra support in math. We're using some data to monitor their progress, and we're collaborating with our instructional leadership team and our coordination of services team to make sure these students are getting the intervention and supports that they need. The second area, are multiple enrichment opportunities. We have a very strong parent community, parent volunteer community at Delane Easton, and Art Vistas, which is an enrichment opportunity for our students to get really good exposure to art, to critical thinking, to cultural art. That's happening right now. They're getting to experiment artistically through our Art Vistas program. And thank you, of course, to our family members, our community, and putting that on, because that is a program that is run by our parents and families at our school. We have a robust performing arts program enrichment. We have 2 choirs, our drum fitness, we have a color guard, we have a dance, we have an instrumental. These are all enrichment opportunities for our students that happen before school and after school. They are taught by our teachers at Delane Easton Elementary that put the extra time and effort to plan and provide these enrichment opportunities for our students. So it's really important. As far as our behavior systems, we are working with evidence-based practices for behavior supports. Our SEL curriculum is ongoing in all of our classes, Kimochis and Character Strong. Again, the one that I always really focus on is the positive relationships with all students. We're taking a look at our teaching and our learning and looking at the cultural responsive pedagogy. working with our TOSA and the district on the Eliminate Hate campaign, and really trying to bring in some restorative justice practices when we do have to deal with conflicts or social interactions that go awry. Again, we reopened our wellness room through volunteer support. And then with our PBIS, really trying to build those trusting family partnerships. When it really comes down to providing support for our students, it's not just the teacher's job, it's not the principal's job, it's that team approach, that partnership between the school and the family. And so that is a real big goal of ours, is to really be able to build those trusting and partnerships with our families. Establishing, and that goes with establishing a positive school climate. Like I said, we are right now in the process of developing some universal behavior expectations that we will be rolling out on campus throughout the different areas of campus. And we are continuing to work on and develop an Easton Parent Student Handbook that kind of outlines those behavior expectations. For goal 2, equity, access, and achievement, really one of the things that we're doing right now is really working to strengthen our cost and our SST problem-solving process. Again, building strong working partnerships with the families to provide support for their students. We have some true collaboration going on with our cost team. The cost team is made up of people from our special ed department, our FSA, the Union City Family Center, really just people around campus that can provide those wraparound services for our students and families in need. And then COST is also really using the data to look at our tier 3 interventions and really define what those look like in math, and we're getting ready to start a tier 3 reading intervention as well. And then really just improving our comprehension and coordinated early services for some of our students, and seeing how we can help support students who struggle and prop them up and give them a little push to get them on the right track. So the last kind of thing that we're doing, our equity work, which is really working to build a culture of belonging and dignity. Our MTSS TOSA, or Equity Access TOSA, Ms. Winnie Mendoza, I do have to give a shout out to her. She's doing a lot of great things around campus, helping with supporting. She's a member of our COST team, and also helping to support our interventions and working with our Student Equity Council. We have a Student Equity Council made up of 5th grade students at our site at Delane Easton. They participated in some ghost walks to help identify some areas of need, really looking at, to start, our classroom environments and really make sure that they are welcoming and that every student belongs in our classrooms. They also wrote and received a grant from the Retired Teachers Association to help create some spaces around campus that students can help feel a sense of belonging. So, you know, the Equity Council, I have a little video I want to show you before I finish. It's a pretty big group of kids, and they went through and did some ghost walks in the classrooms. And as we were debriefing and getting ready to kind of talk about this, they were like, Mr. Packham, can we make a video, you know? And they call it a podcast, and we haven't podcasted it, but it's their podcast video. And they knew I was doing this presentation to be celebrating schools, so they turned in this podcast video, and it's them interviewing each other about the equity walk that they went on. Problem was, it was 45 minutes long and quite a few kids. So I did break it down, and I added 3 clips here. It's 3 sets of students that sit down and are interviewing each other about our equity walkthrough. So those are some of our equity council members from Delane Easton Elementary. Probably some future forensics students here. So, and that is really, that's it for Delane Easton. I look forward to being back here again next year and showing you all the great things that we're doing. So thank you.
Thank you. And bringing us home, we New Haven Adult School Coordinator for Educational Options, Eric Barone.
Thank you. Dr. Thompson, members of the board, it's my pleasure to be here today. Today we're going to be focusing on goal number 1, college, career, and life readiness. And like aforementioned, my name is Eric Barron. I'm the Coordinator of Educational Options, and under that purview is the principal of the adult school. But before we get started, I feel like I need to give a little bit of background on the purpose of adult school, what it is, because I think some folks may not necessarily know what goes on at adult school. So we're going to talk about who we are, what we do, and why we do it. New Haven is one of 4 adult schools across the state that is a part of 2 consortia. The reason for this is our unique geographic location. We fall right between Chabot and Ohlone. Chabot, Las Positas College Community College District, and the Ohlone Community College District. We fall right in the middle, so we're part of both consortia. I'll talk about the consortia in a second. There are 71 adult education regional consortia in the state of California, and there are 72 community college districts and 300 school districts that are participating in this consortia. These were created in 2012-13 at the beginning of the LCAP and local control funding formula. And I need to move on to the next one. We're part of our Mid-Alameda County Consortium and our Southern Alameda County Consortium. As you can see, we partner with New Haven, with ourselves, with San Lorenzo, with Eden Valley RP, and also with our Southern Alameda County folks in Fremont. We meet monthly to brainstorm ways to include, to stay on top of career pathway opportunities across the consortia, increase enrollment, encourage students to transition from one program to another, and we use assessment data to inform instruction and align our classes, and to engage better with our community partners. Classes offered here at New Haven Adult School, English classes for language acquisition, citizenship preparation classes for civic responsibility, high school diploma and GED classes, caregiver training courses for job placement, digital literacy for everyday life skills to be a functional member of the community. Our mission statement is here. Each student at the adult school receives an intake where we work with that student to determine their pathway. The students who are in the college pathway are interested in continuing their education. Ultimately, they will enroll in college prep writing and technology. Students who are in the career pathway are interested in obtaining a job or getting a promotion in their current job. Those students would take digital literacy, computer classes, or enroll in our caregiver program. Students who are in the life readiness pathway are interested in becoming independent members of our community. And many of those students would be taking our ESL classes. Our school-wide learner outcomes are adorning the hallways, and they are productive, lifelong learners who demonstrate an increased ability to communicate clearly, collaborate with others, and set and pursue goals. Effective problem solvers who can apply knowledge and skills and resources, and including technology to become productive members of the community. What's new at the adult school? In partnership with the personnel department, we need paraprofessionals. So one of the barriers has been that paraprofessionals have had struggles passing the math portion of the test. So we created a class that is very popular. It's gaining steam, and professionals are coming to our class to learn math, and the teacher is custom creating this class for these students, individual to the learner. And he's gaining some steam. He's very excited about it. Also working with Victor Guzman, our communication systems specialist. We're looking at a potential mural project at the adult school to really spruce the place up. Also, we are in the process of applying to become a GED testing center. The application has been received, and we are now waiting to hear our next steps. We need to provide pictures, talk about infrastructure, things like that. Our most popular or most populous program is our ESL program. Here's some pictures from our ESL celebration in the fall. They're celebrating either being promoted to the next level or just celebrating the holidays with their families. And I have a couple of videos to show you as well. Is about great customer service, and the teachers need to provide that. They need to provide that to retain the students. Students are here on a voluntary basis. Students are here on a voluntary basis. If they're not comfortable, they're definitely not going to sing Lean on Me in front of everybody. They're not going to be there just being vulnerable. And the teachers and the staff at adult school are so amazingly caregiving and approachable, and they have a following of these students. If they receive that customer service, they're likely to stay. Oops. These are some of our high school diploma graduates. These students have successfully completed their high school diploma program, the requirements of the adult school. This is from last year, 2022. I'm looking forward to running it this year in 2023. This is our citizenship prep class. These two ladies in the front with the flags took our prep class and then passed their citizenship test at the immigration office in San Francisco. And then every time that happens, we have a big celebration. Okay, so WASC accredited since 2008, and that's coming again this year. We've been serving the community for 40 years. And the mission and purpose of the adult school has always been to improve the lives of adults through education. And Superintendent Thompson and members of the board, thank you so much for letting me present tonight. Have a wonderful day.
Okay. At this point, I'd like to open it up to the board for any comments or commentary on all the great presentations we saw today. Anybody would like to start? All right. Trustee Mallory.
Okay. What a great evening of celebration, and it was so nice to see our students here in person for the first time since I was elected to the school board. That is a very good reason to celebrate, and it's so nice for us to see the students, because that's the reason we're all here, and it just really brings to life all the things we work on together as a board. So I'm just gonna go highlight one thing for school because there's a lot. I really loved for Emmanuel, the presentation from our second grade Mandarin class. And I'll throw in another one. I loved hearing about the students' goals, the rocket scientists, and it was really great to hear all the students' aspirations. for Pioneer, I really love all the work they're doing on healing and social emotional learning and focusing on kindness. For Kiriyama, obviously I loved having the kids come sing for us. That was a really great treat. And really appreciate all the community outreach work that you guys are doing. And then for James Logan High School, just loved the humbleness and humility of our forensics team. Just so down to earth. It really is a great program. I look forward to having the opportunity to come see them perform and compete, and also seeing some of the alum become our new elected officials someday, hopefully. They were really great, gave a great presentation. I'm looking forward to just hearing all about everything. I mean, there's so much going on at James Logan. The medical externships, the marketing and management, the Logan Live. There's just, always so much going on. For Conley Carabaya High School, I love the student lounge is done and the kids are using it. I don't see the here anymore. Okay. I love the focus on the magical moments of equity and access. It really is such a special school, and students have such great experiences there and really get the individualized attention that they need. And then for Delane Easton, it sounds like they have a lot of fun things going on. I really loved the Student Equity Council video. You can go ahead and send me the whole 45 minutes. I'll watch it. It was just really fun to watch the students take ownership of equity at their own school and making sure that, that everyone has a sense of belonging. And then, of course, for the New Haven Adult School, I talk about it all the time to people. I'm like, hey, you could go take this class and become a paraeducator. I'm always trying to get people to come and work here. So, any of my friends that need a better job, I just say, you could be a paraeducator. So I love this. I really like the tech literacy because that is extremely valuable for adults. And if you don't know how to use technology, it's really hard to get a job. So it really is goal one, So overall, I'm just so, it just makes me so happy to hear about all this wonderful stuff happening in our district. We really are the best district in the Bay Area, as I always like to say. And so thank you so much for all of your hard work to our administration and our teachers and our staff for putting together these presentations for us. I know that it's a lot of work for you guys and for all the students, and so I really appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Okay, who'd like to go next?
Hi. Your mic's not on. There you go. Hi. So thanks so much. It's lovely, seeing all those presentations. So I just put few notes for every school. So I think Mel told me to. So for Guy Manual, it's wonderful to see the focus on professional development, and the kids are ready and know their path. That's impressive. And love the beautiful song and impressive language skills that they are learning in Mandarin is impressive. For Pioneer, I would love to listen to the podcast and look forward attending Equity Committee. I love the enthusiasm that the kids have. And Kitayama, Special Olympics is that was really nice, the way it's been done, and so many celebrations and community involvement are enriching. It's really all the stuff that's being done, and it's impressive. And for James Logan High School, congratulations on so many things that you guys have been doing, and obviously forensics, football. There's so many things to celebrate for Logan, and I'm totally impressed with all the achievements that have been done for so many times. And for CCHS. It's more like academics is tailor-made for each student. And it's an incredible team of teachers and admin to make that happen. Eastern, Ghost Walk is such a unique program. And the Equity Council, it is good to see how much attention is being placed on making children feel like belonging, and nice to see children are given opportunity to find pride in who they are. For adult school, I had no idea that adult schools have been here for 40 years and served so many things and programs that it has. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you, all the admin team that are still here until the end. Surprisingly, I thought it would be, not as interesting, but I was interested. I was engaged the whole time with all the presentations. And so our first one, thank you, Principal Puckett, for being the first one to go out there. You can see that little trouble with the video or the audio, and then figured out, and then everything was smooth after that. So thank you for being first. Jennifer Wu, for teacher of Mandarin, super cute having the kids come up here. It's a great job. Principal Al Day for the Pioneer, the Eagles, thank you for still being here. I appreciate it. And thank you for your school for putting emphasis on the, especially after a pandemic, the social and emotional learning is so important. Thank you for focusing on that. School system of support, you're having that trauma and changing from a trauma organized to the organization of healing and super cute video. So keep up good work at that school. Kittyama, Principal Mary Small, is she still here? Yes, okay. So this is my homeschool. This is where my nieces and nephews go, and this is where my son will go. So congratulations on your new playground. Super cute video, and thank you for collaborating with community, and amazing 4th and 5th grade choir. And who is that music teacher?
Mrs. Rivera.
Okay, I'm gonna take note of her name there. So good work, kudos to her. And then Logan, so much pride in Logan, my family. So thank you, Principal Polk, for all the work you're doing. I really appreciate your dead level honesty. Hey, these are our issues. You can't improve, you can't grow unless you know what you need to work on and have those discussions. So thank you for sharing that. The forensics program, that's definitely a highlight. Something to brag about, Logan, and showcase. I got like more tonight at all my ears of what actually the history and what it was all about. And so thank you for sharing that. Thank you for the good work. Massive school to manage. Conley Carabella, Principal Zapata, thank you for your work. The personalized stories of equity, focusing on equity. Really enjoy the video. A couple slides does not do it until you see the actual video and students sharing out. So, and a school is not a school, with the teachers and staff. That's what makes up a school. No matter how beautiful or what kind of things you have there, it's actually the people inside the school. Delane Easton, Principal Kevin Packman. Welcome there. Thank you for mentioning some of your challenges. And a special shout out to your, I believe she's a Tulsa teacher, Winnie Mendoza, the great work she's doing. One of my favorite teachers. I grew up with her and I graduated with her. So give her kudos for her great work, what she's doing over there. And finally, our adult school, last but not least, Eric Boron, thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing the history, this consortium program, the breakout of that, the pathway for paraeducators, the great work you guys are doing over there. And I was wondering how you're going to top everybody but you did have a cute video there. The students, they were, not as cute maybe as the 4th and 5th graders, but at least they had something that was pretty cool. Gave us an idea of what's going on there. So much appreciated to everybody who came out tonight. So thank you.
Trustee Kumar.
Hello, a lot of this might sound repetitive, but that's what happens when you go forth. But I'm still gonna go ahead and share my thoughts. Guy Manuel, I loved the video, love hearing from the students. Room 25, they were amazing. Pioneer, I love the podcast. I love the murals, the Be Kind and the Eagle mural that you have, they look really cool. Kiriyama, again, love the video from the students, and especially love the learning from the community aspect that you highlighted. That's really cool. I'm glad you do that. Logan, Principal Cole, thanks for addressing the challenges you face. They're very real, and thank you for trying to work through them. We really appreciate it. It's not easy. Love the forensics program, huge fan. You know, I was
situation, I think are definitely the ones that really struck me. Another was the level of authenticity on the Easton videos. So for example, there were real conversations between two people that were just kind of talking. I could love, I could just, it's like being on a fly on a wall and just listening to people talk. That's when that's when students are at their most honest, and it's when you start learning a lot more. So thank you for that. I also love the fact that we are starting to move towards the medium of video, because that's when, when video is done really well, it helps to bring these things to life. I do appreciate that everybody put forth the effort to bring that to the board. So thank you for all the extra work that you had to go through to make it real for us. So thank you. Is there anything else anybody wants to add before I close out the meeting? All right, seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you.